This question is testing the rules for proper apostrophe usage to show possession in the general case and in the specific case of its versus its. So let's begin with the general case. Do we need an apostrophe S or an S apostrophe on wings? Is it possessing something? Or do we not need an apostrophe at all? In which case, we would go with A. So let's read the sentence. According to Lorenz's metaphor, the wind from a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil might eventually grow into a storm elsewhere across the globe. So we look after wings. Is there anything the wings is possessing? Is it the wings color or the wings shape or the wings something else? No, there is really no noun following right after wings that wings could possess, which tells me this should not be possessive. So right away, we can actually wipe out B, C, and D, and we're done. It's going to have to be A. We'll still double check the its because it's good to learn, but at this point, we know the answer is A. Note that we do not use apostrophe S to show pluralization, right? If I want to pluralize the word wings, which we do in this case, we just add the S. We don't add an apostrophe S. Remember as well the difference between apostrophe S. This would be if we were talking about a singular wing that is possessing whatever it's possessing, and if it's S apostrophe, this would be if it were a plural wing or plural set of wings possessing whatever they're possessing. In this case, again, we don't want any possession, so we know it's A. But what about the its versus its? So remember, its versus its. When you have the apostrophe, this is not actually showing possession, right? Normally, apostrophe S, as we saw, shows possession. In this scenario, in this particular case, it actually is a contraction, short for it is. So the one without the apostrophe, ITS, is the option that shows possession, right? If your it is possessing something, you'd use ITS, no apostrophe. And indeed, in this case, what is the it, which, by the way, the it is referring to the butterfly. What is the butterfly possessing? It's the butterfly's wings, its wings. This should be possessive, and therefore, again, this confirms choice A. C and D would have it is, and again, if you're not sure about it is, plug it into the blank and read it. According to Lorenz's metaphor, the wind from a butterfly flapping it is wings in Brazil. Well, that doesn't sound quite right to me. So again, all this is leading us to choice A. A couple quick notes. Number one, apostrophe S can be used in other scenarios for contractions, but typically it's not going to appear on the SAT. And in fact, most of the time that sort of thing is actually more in spoken English than written English anyway. So on this test, when you see apostrophe S, it shows possession unless it's the case of its, IT apostrophe S, which is that exception which shows it's a contraction for it is. So keep that in mind. Second point, if you ever see, I don't know if you'll see it again, but it used to appear on previous versions of the test, if you ever see ITS apostrophe as a choice, you can instantly eliminate it. It does not exist. It can never be correct. So you can wipe that one away pretty quickly. So best answer here is choice A.